Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar with White Peaks Solutions and NPAW. Today, we will be discussing the NPAW Video Intelligence Suite and WPS's KWIKmotion online video platform. Today, we have some very special guests with us. We have from WPS, COO Jesse Abu Habib, and from NPAW we have our General Manager of the Video Business Unit, Till Sudworth. We're very excited to talk about this partnership. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the chat, and when we get to the Q&A, we will ask our panelists to talk about some of your questions. So we're just going to dive right in, as we only have 45 minutes. And we begin with White Peaks Solutions. So WPS owns and operates the KWIKmotion online video platform, which is a professional grade, cost-effective online video solution. And they are an industry leader in OTT technology and consultancy. And today with us, we have Jesse, who is the COO. And Jesse will talk us through the company, but also through the KWIKmotion platform and some of the features.
Thank you, Gabriel. Hi, everyone. I'm Jesse Abu Habib from White Peaks Solutions. I have been working in the digital field for more than 10 years through digital transformation, video streaming, analytics, and of course, user journey, UI, UX, and the whole digital transformation. It has been a real pleasure for us to integrate with nice people at work. I want to start by thanking you guys for all the hard work and for all the great work you did. Let me tell you more about White Peaks. So White Peaks Solutions is a French-based company. We work in the OTT sphere with broadcasters and content owners. We provide the end-to-end solution. So when we talk about end-to-end solution, we're talking about a content management system, which we have built from scratch. It's called Folio. It's built with OTT in mind. The online video platform for all the video streaming. This is where the video streaming happens. KWIKmotion, it's also our product. We also provide analytics, definitely through NPAW. We build the front-end applications, website, mobile apps, TV apps. And it's all built on a very robust and secure technical infrastructure, talking here about hosting, CDN, storage, etc. The tool includes all of the monetization any video owner would want in order to have a return on investment, talking here about AVOD, SVOD, TVOD. And of course, we provide any type of consultancy they need for them to operate and run and then thrive in this industry. So this is what White Peaks offers. Now today we're here to talk about mainly KWIKmotion and the integration with nice people at work, tell them more about analytics. But before we go into that, let me tell you more about White Peaks in terms of its portfolio. Our main clients right now are in the GCC area and the MENA area as well, with clients in Europe and the United States. We work with the Saudi Broadcast Authority. We built their end-to-end OTT platform. Sharjah Broadcast Authority, we built their end-to-end OTT platform, Maraya. And Maraya has been featured on Apple WWDC in 2023 for their SharePlay feature. And it's one of the first to integrate Vision Pro also in 2024. We also work with Sat7, Al Arabiya, MBC, Shahid. We work with Sumeria radios in Bahrain, TV stations in Lebanon, Crista di Paolo in the US, and a lot of flagship TV stations in Greece. And I forgot to mention Bloomberg, Sharit, and KSA, SRMG. So as you can see, our clients are mainly big broadcasters or publishers or content owners. So these are people who have a lot of videos and they need to learn how the viewers are doing when it comes to consuming their videos. Now, let me take you through our KWIKmotion online video platform. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen? I guess yes. So
yes, we can.
Okay, so KWIKmotion is not any online video platform. We call it the Monster Online Video Solution because it's a complete online video platform, as mentioned, used by broadcasters and content owners. It has powerful live streaming capabilities, video on demand capabilities. It allows you to manage your video library, but also with all the features you may need to publish your content everywhere. This is the portal. This is the video management part. This is where you can upload your content, and then you can add the title and all the metadata that you need, activate digital rights management, choose the subscription mode. Okay, it allows you to also customize your poster by choosing a poster from the video or choosing a frame. It allows you to edit the video on the cloud, create chapters for your video without consuming any additional storage. It also allows you to transcribe your video through AI. We're integrated with OpenAI for this, and we have the results are really amazing. It allows you to screen the video for non-compliant content. So if you have any nudity, alcohol, war, weapons, certain faces you want to detect, the tool can detect these criteria, okay, inside the video and give you back a certain percentage that tells you, like, for example, 100% nudity at this specific moment, and then you can go ahead, either remove that scene or maybe you know, just share it with the authorities if need be, or just disregard it. We also have the clipping tool. This tool is really amazing for real-time video cropping. So this is your live stream. You can choose your in and outs, and then immediately publish that video on your social media accounts or on your website, or just download it locally. And not only that, we also have the AI cropping tool, which allows you to basically transform every horizontal video into a vertical video based on the aspect ratios that you need. So you choose your aspect ratio here, you choose how many people are in the video, and you can choose to transcode it or disregard transcoded and then crop that video. This is amazing for sharing your reels on social media, TikTok, Instagram, you know, all the new social media tools out there. Not only that, you can go ahead and create your fast channels. So this is your library content. You can drag and drop videos to create your playlist. You can insert advertisement between your videos. You can even insert a live stream between the videos, or you can integrate with Spotify 35 for automated ad insertion. Of course, with live streaming being available, we have the restreaming feature to social media, so you can restream your live to Meta, X, Instagram, YouTube, etc. You can manually record from your live streaming, or you can set your EPG to also record on your behalf. And in terms of AI, as I had mentioned, we have the AI cropping. We also have the AI screening, which actually detects any silent moments or black pictures, and will automatically send you an alert to notify you that something is wrong with your live streaming. And also with the transcription that is going on, we allow you to search for certain keywords. So all of your video library will be transcribed. And if you search for a certain keyword, we will bring back the results and tell you exactly where that word featured inside your video. So as a conclusion, KWIKmotion is a complete online video platform. It allows you, with KWIKmotion, you can instantly go to market. You don't need time. It has a proven track record with all the customers I had mentioned earlier. And now with the integration with nice people at work, we're bringing more value to our clients in terms of insightful and valuable data. Thank you, Gabriel.
Thank you, Jessie. That was short and sweet and to the point, and very, very powerful, the features that you have within KWIKmotion. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I will now quickly hand things over to Till Sudworth, who is one of the top people here at NPAW. He is the general manager of our video business unit. And a little bit about NPAW. NPAW is a leading video intelligence company, and through customer insights, we enable streaming video platforms to make data-driven, holistic decisions. I will hand over to Till so he could talk a bit more about our customers, about maybe a bit of history of NPAW, and then he will have a quick demo of the NPAW Video Analytics Suite.
Yes, thank you very much, Gabriel, and thank you very much, Jesse. Very interesting to see your platform. I like the idea that nice people at work is working together with a monster platform. That's a very nice combination and great partnership. Let me explain you very briefly what NPAW does before we come to the part where we want to show it together with Jesse, how we integrated our video analytics platform into the offer from White Peaks, and why is it valuable for the customers from White Peaks to have that joint offer. NPAW, as Gabriel mentioned before, is the global leader in video analytics, and that means that we basically provide to our customers all kind of insights about the end user. So whatever the end user is doing on your video platform, whatever the end user is perceiving on your video platform in terms of quality of experience, in terms of errors, in terms of issues, but also in terms of usage and engagement of the end user on your video platform, on the video platform from our customers. That is something that we track, we correlate, we visualize for our customers, and the customers from us will be these customers. Well, some of our customers, we have over 200 customers, but these are some of our customers. So basically, we are the three customer groups. One, the large group of pay TV providers and telco companies. To mention for sure, we're looking in the Middle East for sure. STC is one of our customers as well, but all the big telco operators in Europe, in LATAM, in Asia are our customers as well. Then we have the big group of broadcasters, public broadcasters, private broadcasters, completely different needs on data, completely different needs on video analytics, and therefore it's also very, very important that our tool is completely customizable. Here we for sure can mention NBC Shahid, one of our great customers in the Middle East. And then we have the huge variety of very heterogeneous groups of OTT providers, such as Pluto TV, as Tubi in the US, as Integral or Stars Play in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, but also Peloton. So very different kind of customers that we have here. Again, there you see, we don't believe in one size fits all. We don't believe in out-of-box analytics. All of these customers have different needs, different use cases, how they want to work with data, and that's why we provide a very customizable tool. So we go on the next page, Gabriel, please. We can have a look on what we basically provide, and I mentioned a little bit already. Whenever the customer enters the end user enters the video platform from our customers, we start tracking whatever he does there. So it's kind of a client analytics tool that we provide from the very first moment where the end user is entering the application until the moment where he consumes content and where he leaves the application. We track everything. So on the beginning, for sure, we have some quality topics, right? So like sign-up failures, login failures, or issues that we track. Then we provide and track application performance KPIs. Like we analyze how fast the application builds up and how fast the content shows up. We analyze as well the user journey. So how does the end user actually find the relevant content for him, right? What is he actually watching, the content consumption patterns of that end user? Which content drives engagement? Which content maybe is the first content he's watching after he joined up again for a long time? And then, of course, we track everything what happens within the playback, during the playback, so within the player. So there we track something like quality issues, buffer ratio, join time, errors, crashes of the application or of the player. We track during the playback of the content, and then we also do that well, after he basically stops content and looks for another content. So everything that the end user does during the usage of the platform, of the application of our customers, we do track, we correlate and visualize for our customers. And with that, our customers is enabled really to make database decisions, because that's more important than ever. The industry is very tough. It's a tough competition out there, as you all know. So the competition is fierce, and therefore it's really, really important that in an IP world, you don't do any decisions based on thoughts and ideas and guts feeling and taste and opinion. You should do the decisions based on data, on facts, and that's what we provide.
Sure.
So I think that's enough for marketing slides from NPAW. So I would like to jump into the tool and show you a little bit some use cases of the joint integration that we get together with White Peaks. Let me just share my screen, and then we can jump into the tool. And I would like to show you like 4 or 5 use cases how we did the integration together with White Peaks, and would like to start the discussion with you, Jesse, about how that leveraged the usage of, or the performance of the end user, the performance of the customers from yours while using that data, and what is the use cases and what is the benefits for your customers in using this data. Yeah. So if you may, I would like to start with a very, very simple overview if you want. So we often get the question, what is the most important KPI that you need to track? And unfortunately, there is no such thing as the one most important KPI. I think it's really depends on how educated are you working with data, what kind of data do you already have, and what is your specific use case and why do you want to use data. But if something comes close to the question, or to an answer to the question, what is one important KPI, then I think it should be these 8 KPIs that I'm showing here on the dashboard, which is a combination of 4 engagement and usage KPIs and 4 quality KPIs. So let me walk you through that very, very shortly to give you a better understanding of what we do here. So first of all, that's is data from the last 24 hours. You could easily change the date range by an individual date range, or you could choose a predefined date range in order to evaluate and evaluate the time frame that you want to look at. Let's say for the 24 hours. Yeah.
You can't see your screen, I guess.
You cannot?
No, Gabriel, can you see his screen?
Yes, I can see Till's screen.
Oh, okay.
It says for me, I'm sharing it.
Yeah, we definitely see it.
Okay. So let me walk you through. So we have here plays, obviously, the amount of numbers that your users are producing on usage on your platform within that time frame. We look at the unique users here, the average playtime by unique users, and the total amount of playtime of your users. And then we see here underneath the evaluation over the time of these KPIs that have an absolute numbers above. We see the evaluation over the time and the change over the time. And we always compare this 24 hours with the previous 24 hours, right? And therefore you get a little bit of feeling of potential deviations. For example, you see here that the amount of the playtime as such, the average playtime by users decreased over the time from the last 24 hours to the current 24 hours, right? So that's something what you want to have a look at. You want to have a look at the usage data, but also very important is then the quality KPI, and we have that here as well in one glance, in one dashboard. And let me explain these briefly, because these 4 are the most important quality KPIs that you have. One is the exit before video start. That means that these are the amount of users or plays actually where the users left the play before the video actually started. So he pressed the play button and then he left before the video could show up. This could be either because of fast zapping habits from the end users, or it could be technical reasons that the video just didn't show up for technical issues, right? So that's something where you want to look at. Then we have the average join time. So how long does it actually take between the user pressing the play button and the video shows up? a very important quality KPI as well. And then we have the buffer ratio. We all know this very annoying wheel that you don't want to see on your screen, but sometimes you do see on your screen. And it shows you here, gives you an understanding of how big is the buffer ratio in total, right? Here, the average is 0.07. And then, very important also, besides the quality issues, is quality issue that leads to an error, right? And there are different kind of errors. There are errors that leads to a crash of the player, and there are also errors that are occurring at the start of the playback, or in-stream errors, so during the streaming. And that's very important that you actually, you would have we do provide a dedicated dashboard for errors, of course, where you can really have a deep dive into the errors, where you can better understand the root cause of the errors and mitigate the errors, right? But for the sake of the time, and we also want to go for different use cases, we leave it here. And then you can see here, all kind of different dimensions that you want to have a look at. So for the top 10 ISPs, some top 10 CDNs, CDs devices, and these are dimensions that are completely flexible, right? So you can always change that KPI. You can always look, instead of cities, you might want to look at countries or whatever. Again, our tool is completely customizable, and you could actually work here on all kind of data that you want to have a look at. Yeah. So Jesse, let me ask you, looking at that overview, why do you think that is so important for your customers, and to have a very clear understanding of the perceived quality of experience on the one side, but also on the engagement, the usage of your content on your platform the other side? How do your customers should implement this data into real life and into their daily work?
Okay. So yeah, this is like the most amazing part about the NPAW dashboard is the personalization, right? So now every client, so we are your client, and then there are our clients. So everyone can personalize their own dashboard with the things that matter to them the most. And not only that, it's not like about only personalization with the UI, it's about also the multiple dimensions you can dig into to get more sets of data together and then better understand what's going on. So in terms of how our clients can use this data, in terms of engagement, I mean, how would they know if their content is doing doing well or not if they don't look into which content is being consumed? Are users returning, or are they having new ones? What's the rate of retention? Is their user base expanding or not? What's the quality of engagement? Do they complete the video? This is why we have the percentage of completion rate. Or are they dropping off as soon as the video starts? If they are dropping off, now they know that they have, like, for example, if the video buffers, but I mean with KWIKmotion it doesn't really buffer, but in case, okay, they know they're dropping off because this specific video buffered at this specific time. So they know it's not the content that made the users leave. In terms of viewer preference, what they like to watch, which type of content are they consuming in the morning, maybe in the evening, what time should they schedule that content in terms of publishing. And also in terms of demographics and network and content delivery optimization. So it's the tool gives you a lot of data that you can use to optimize the experience for your users. So I mean, like, you have all of this data in your hand, and out of it, you can create the best quality of experience. We can create it for our clients, and they can create it for their users. I guess with the upcoming use cases, we're going to elaborate this idea better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what you said. I think it's very important that you really are able to customize the product and really are able to set dashboards. I mean, that's just an example dashboard, right? But you could basically create all kind of dashboards based on your needs. And as you said, every customer has different needs, so therefore it's really important to work with these needs and to understand these needs. And I think we can say that we have a lot of experience to really understand the customers and provide the specific use case that they want. Let me jump into another use case, if I may, which is the device performance. Just to give a little example of what you just mentioned, Jesse, that you want to dig in deeper and that you want to better understand and deeper understand and really want to have some multidimensional filtering. that you always can do here with a filter menu, that that burger menu here. We have all kind of dimensions you can work on. You want to select on geodata or on content data that you mentioned, Jesse, very important as well. If you want to understand which content provider is working the best, which content ID is working the best, or if you want to understand better device data, you can filter here on devices. But you also can, of course, create a specific dashboard, and in that case, we did that here to showcase a little bit what we mean. We created a specific dashboard for devices, more or less with similar KPIs that I mentioned before, right? And again, here you could customize that and add all kind of different data KPIs and all kind of different data sets here to it. But we, to make it visible and understandable, we focus on these 6 or 7 different KPIs that we have here. And you see here the different devices, and you see the usage of these devices for your specific, for one specific customer or platform. And you also see the quality KPIs, and then you could also add here something like usage KPIs, module usage KPIs. We focused here in that case on healthy plays KPIs, which is also very important that you understand how many of these plays that you generated here actually had an issue and how many were healthy, right? And that gives you a better understanding of really working with different devices and working with the devices, and in order to really understand which device caused an issue and which device might run already very smoothly. Jesse, what do you think about that specific dashboard, and how would you see that in your region, or the region of your customers would be beneficial for them?
Actually, so this is a very important metric for us as an OTT provider, okay? Because it's not only that we're providing video streaming services, but also developing applications where these videos are running. So understanding if there are any errors happening on specific app versions is very important to us and to the client, because this would help us and the client make strategic decisions. So if we see, for example, a number of errors happening on a very old version, this would give us, and not on new versions, we would understand that the error, where this error is coming from, and maybe make a strategic decision to let go of a certain version of the app or not. And it will also help the client understand what is happening on which device, on which version, and with the support team being able through NPAW to track the user ID, the IP, and also much more specific dimensions. We can, get to that error immediately and fix it also very actively. So at the end of the day, we're going to come back to the same idea. The more data we have, the better we are able to diagnose, and the faster we are able to actively address anything that comes up. But also not only in terms of errors or anomalies, but also in terms of content, user experience, behavior, and everything that's happening, on that ecosystem.
Yeah, you mentioned 2 very important things there. I think first of all, it was one further example of a dimension. We could identify things on a device level, but you also could create something like a performance of the app version, right? What you just mentioned, very important, of course. Not only because you might see that one of these app versions is specifically legacy old app versions. App versions might be not used anymore, right? And you don't need to maintain them anymore. But also, of course, you would see which app version creates an issue, and therefore you know exactly where to work on. So that's one very specific, important topic. And the other thing that you mentioned, it's a great handover to the next dashboard actually that we have is if you want to look at the very specific individual level of the users. So everything that I showed you until now was on an average level, on an aggregator level. So we saw X% of your users watched that content, or you saw X% of your users had that issue. But here we also see each individual level of users. So we see exactly the user XYZ watched that content and he had that issue. Right? So for example, if we go to that dashboard, and that's a dashboard that we call track customer care tool, because it's often used for customer care. we could filter all our users on buffer ratio, right? So we want to understand, for example, how high is the buffer ratio. Show me the users that had a buffer ratio higher of let's go 0.6%. As we see here, the average is to 0.26%. So we go for that. We want to see all customers have very high buffer ratio, and we see here already that a lot of these customers have a smiley that is very sad here on that, and that's what we call the happiness score. The happiness score is an algorithm based on the most important quality KPIs between 0 and 10, whereas 10 is the highest score. And obviously, we see a customer having a happiness score of 1.16. He's not a happy customer. By the way, that's demo data, so that these are not the customers from you, Jessie. So hopefully, none of your customers have a negative smiley.
0.07%, but yeah, I know this is them. So.
It's only demo data. But what you can do here, basically, you can you can proactively contact these customers. You could download this report and give them to the CM and could approach these customers. But you also can have a individual look at the specific user and the specific customer and try to understand what happened there, right? And you see here all the information of these customers. You see exactly which content. Again, it's demo data, so custom title 46 doesn't make sense. Usually there would be a title here. You see what kind of content he's watching. You see who he is in terms of user ID and IP. But you also see what kind of errors he had, what kind of quality KPIs he had, what network he was using, what kind of where he was located. Right, in that case, that guy was in Argentina. Which device was he using, and you see here a timeline of that user, and you see press the play button here, and after a few seconds he had a long join time, then he had a buffer, and obviously then finally he stopped the usage because obviously looking at content with join time and buffer of that length doesn't make sense, right? Or it doesn't make fun, at least. And so you see exactly the individual level. Jessie, what do you think? How would you recommend your customers to implement that tool in order to get the best out of the service?
Okay, so if I were to give them the advice, of course, I would ask them to personalize this, okay, based on their own KPIs, based on their terms and needs, and the trends they see through the platform. We will be there, of course, to help them out with it. I also would actually recommend them to create alerts, which brings us to the next use case, I guess. And I just want to say something. It's really amazing how we can link all of this to our customer support tool, for example, say Zendesk or any other tool. It's amazing how we can link all of these, even alerts, to any communication tool a company uses internally, say Slack, Teams, whatever they use. So I guess every single client will have their own KPI. Every single client will have their own threshold for alerts, whether these alerts were positive or negative alerts that they need to handle. And whatever they are, it's information they need to know of, and not only when they open the dashboard of analytics, but something that is really going on out there, something that is not a usual trend, something that is not common. So they need to be notified about it. And so we need to, because we need to keep the video experience healthy and streamlined. So we need to keep an eye on whatever is happening that is usually, not happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the great thing with that overview of that dashboard is really, as you mentioned, that you could integrate it into the CM tools of your customer care, or your customers can do that. And therefore, they have the benefit that they really understand clearly what's going on, right? They can help the customers faster. They can reduce the call time because they're going to find a faster solution and therefore save money, right? It's really about having a fast ROI in terms of reducing call time, increasing solution rate of customer care.
I mean, like one single error that is happening with one single person. Once you solve it, you're helping 1 million other customers not face the same error. So it creates, you know, that effect. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. As we all know, right? One is complaining, and the majority keeps silent, but they have the same issue. So if you solve that issue, that helps a lot of users. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned the alerts. The next showcase, indeed, that I want to very shortly mention to you, because I think the next showcase or use is even better, even more interesting. But I think alert, of course, is super important to have. You don't want to have your customers sitting in front of the screen all the time and you know, doing observability and monitoring of what's happening. You want to have the system informing you whenever something worse or bad happens, and therefore we have and provide the possibility to set thresholds in the tool, so that you can set thresholds when something bad or positive happens, right? In terms of bad, so the buffer ratio goes up above a certain threshold, you want to be informed, or the amount of plays goes up, you want to be informed. So that's something that we provide, and that's the overview of the dashboards of different alerts that we set already. And I just want to show you briefly, you know, you could go to a detailed view here and understand exactly. The alert here was, in that case, it was playtime. So the playtime went over the value of 2 hours for at least 1 minute, right? So that was something where, in that case, the platform wanted to be informed. And then you see exactly, you know, what triggered that increase. You see here 4 dimensions predefined. Again, you can change all the dimensions in terms of, if you don't want to have a look at the ISPs, but you want to have a look at the content, for example, you want to see was there specific channels that drove the increase of the playtime. You can click on channels, and then you would see, okay, obviously the channel, that strange name, again, it's demo data, has a massive amount of playtime, right? So you would expect that channel was the driver or the trigger point to set that alert. You can click on it, and the entire dashboard will move to that KPI. So I think, you know, alert is a thing that you need to have in your platform. We actually also are working on an AI alert. It's in beta right now. We're going to launch it in Q1, where the system identifies anomalies and informs you automatically without you need to set the threshold any longer. And from my perspective, I think, Jesse, we have a lot of customers who are not super, you know, working with data all the time. They're not super data skilled, and I think having these alerts, specifically AI alerts, helps a lot to really help support them working with the data and support them to identify issues and improve the issues.
For us as service providers as well, with the alerts and with all of this data, we are actively engaged, you know, with every client. We keep an eye on all of their important events, on the delivery of their content, because we want to provide the best quality from input to output and avoid, you know, any setbacks, because we're looking for the optimal experience. And with NPAW, we can achieve this.
That's great to hear. Thank you very much, Jesse. Let's go to the last use case, because I think actually, you know, the last use case is worth an entire webinar as its own. It was a massive project. I think I love that project. Meanwhile, where we ingest the CDN logs right into our tool and had the possibility to see a lot of data from our client perspective that we track already, that we showed you before, and coordinating that with CDN logs, right? And just give you a short overview how that could look. For example, we created here one dashboard where you can see the request per second. You see the overall CDN requests that we had in that specific time frame, right? Again, you can change the time frame here. The predefined is for 3 hours. You can choose for months, years, weeks, seconds, whatever. And then you see here the entire CDN traffic, and that really helps you, right, to manage your CDNs, to manage your different CDNs. But also it helps you when you look to the you know, look a little bit deeper. So for example, here you see you could split up per country the CDN requests and traffic, or per channel, or per episode, or per, you name it, device, whatever. So basically, it helps you really to manage your CDNs. And then if you go a little bit deeper into the quality, you can also understand which CDN is providing which kind of quality, right? So what we did here, we created a dashboard with the different CDN requests. We excluded all the 200 requests, right? So the beneficial, the good CDN requests, if you have the positive CDN requests with the positive responses, and we just had a look at the bad responses and split it up to the different codes of the bad responses. And for example, you could see here in that time, until 12:52, you had a massive peak of the bad response, for and then fortunately somebody fixed it, and it seems like, and then it was under control again. You had a different response that was maybe causing issues. So that's a good possibility to really understand your quality of experience, not only the perceived quality of experience in the client device, right, in front of the end user, but also in the infrastructure. So I think it's a great use case. And Jesse, maybe you can explore a little bit the reason behind why this is for you very important, and what you think is the benefits for your customers, and what could be add-on business cases on that.
Yes, sure, Till. So why this is very important, because CDN logs are the only logs that can give you the exact and accurate bandwidth consumption, okay? Now, player logs are very important, and so are CDN. And the only way you can actually understand what is going on, or if an error occurred, or if there is any anomaly that is happening, the only way you can understand where it is coming from is by having these two logs available for you. So you can have a full picture of what is going on, and then you would be able to diagnose based on having all of this set of data. So this is why CDN logs is really important to have, in addition to the player logs, to have the full picture of what is going on. You want to know if this is a network error, if this is a player error, a website error. How will you know? You need the data.
Absolutely, yeah. And with that, we have the end-to-end view and have the correlation, and that's I think really great benefit for you guys, but also for especially for your customers, in order to improve the quality of experience.
Exactly. That's the whole point out of it. And we keep coming back to the same idea. So yeah, the more data you have, the better you can run your OTT platform, the better you can provide in terms of experience, in terms of quality and service. And yeah, so with NPAW dashboards, with the personalization, with the customization that is available, and all of the dimensions that you can add, I guess you can get there.
Yeah. Also very, very important and interesting use cases that we, as I said, the CDN log integration is actually worth another webinar. But one very interesting thing here as well is that you actually could evaluate piracy, right? In terms of comparing the amount of CDN logs or the requests in the CDN with the place in the end user device. And if you compare that, you could see exactly how high is the usage of piracy. Still a very important topic and a big thing in the industry.
Yes, it will indicate for you that your CDN consumption is way over your place. So where is it coming from? So this is a very good indicator for you to know that your player is actually being embedded somewhere out there, and you need to go look out for that source.
Absolutely. Jesse, this is a lot of fun. I could do that for hours, but the time is running. It's 44 minutes. We actually pretty much in time of what we promised to our customers or to our users and visitors of the webinar. So I think, Gabriel, that's more or less what we want to show regarding the use cases of the integration. As I said, it's just a little fragmentation of what we did, as the integration is a very powerful and big and very extended integration. So I think it's going to bring a lot of benefits for the customers from White Peaks. And I'm really looking forward to next year, Jesse, and see what kind of use case will come on top.
So am I. Thank you.
And thank you both. It was really fascinating. Even me being a part of the NPAW team, it's really interesting to hear senior people talk about how the technology is actually helping businesses. Now, we only have we're pressed for time, but we still want to take a couple of questions. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. We do have a couple. I think some of the more important ones would be this one. With so much competition in the OTT space, how does combining NPAW's analytics with KWIKmotion help an OTT platform stand out? And I leave that question open to both of you or either of you. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so when I started this talk, I said that KWIKmotion is a complete online video platform. It has everything content owners need to be able to manage, publish, and monetize their videos. With the integration of Nice People at Work, we're giving them the complete analytics platform. So I guess, you know, with all of these tools at hand, they can provide for their clients as well the best experience, and then understand through NPAW the behavior, the preferences, the trends, and customize their content accordingly. And for us, we will be able to understand how we can better their video experience, or to enhance it, or maybe optimize it. So yeah, I guess, you know, we're just providing a complete experience, a complete video experience with KWIKmotion and NPAW.
Yeah, if I may add here one sentence. In the streaming industry, you meanwhile are competing against global players who are coming from a e-commerce background, some of them, right? For example, Amazon, if you want, so a little bit Netflix as well. They are very well fine working with data. That's in their DNA, that's deep in their DNA. And if you want to compete with them, you know, you should ensure that you have the best product in the market. Otherwise, it's going to be tough. And therefore, I think that combination, outstanding OVP platform on the one side and an outstanding analytics tool on the other side is a must-have.
Fantastic. One last question here. If I'm already using KWIKmotion, what steps do I need to take to start benefiting from NPAW Analytics? Is it seamless to integrate? And maybe I open that question to both again. Maybe Jessie first.
Yeah, of course, it's seamlessly integrated with KWIKmotion. So they don't need to do anything. We just need to create the channel, launch the dashboard, and then help them along with you guys to customize their dashboard as they see fit, and they're good to go.
Amazing.
Yep, nothing to add from my side, besides of the fact that you know, we're happy to help you onboarding all the customers and come on site with our experience in terms of creating the best and most powerful dashboards. But besides of that, Jessie said everything.
Fantastic. Also, we don't have a question, but we do have a bit of a thank you from Saloom, who is the CEO of White Peaks Solutions. He's in the crowd, and he says he'd like to thank NPAW, Till, and Jessie in particular for this amazing integration of both the CDN logs and the player. It's a real game changer for our industry, because as you guys articulated, you know, we're able to spot things that you wouldn't be able to do, you know, without this kind of hard work. So I think that's it, guys. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you specifically to Jessie and to Till. Oh, we have another question.
I'd like to thank NPAW team. Allow me, please, to just say thank you to NPAW team, first of all, for Till, for making this happen, and then the NPAW team, the engineers, and of course, Demetrio, who helped us finalize this integration, and of course, the marketing team for organizing the webinar. We're grateful to work with you guys.
Thank you very much, Jessie. Very nice to hear, and greetings to Saloom. Been a great project so far. Really looking forward to the next months and years and of that partnership, and I'm pretty sure we're going to find a lot of great new use case that we can work together. Really like the CDN logs integration, so let's make it powerful. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. And just to let you know, this webinar will be disseminated on our websites as well as social media, including our LinkedIn, Twitter, and our YouTube channels. So please keep an eye out for that. And thank you everyone for attending. It's been a real pleasure, guys, and hopefully we see you again soon.